Unmute. Thank you, Dr. Ivan. Thank you for sparing your time. I know it's very early morning in London right now. So thank you for sparing your time. And yeah, may I request Vandana, please come and collect the memento on behalf of Dr. Ivan. So, sir, whenever you are in Delhi, I will hand them over to you, please. The memento and the Bhagat Singh bust. Thank you so much, Dr. Ivan. Thank you very much. May I now request Dr. Vandana Dhaya to please present the formal vote of thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. It is a great honor to have this opportunity to propose a formal vote of thanks for this inaugural session. I, Vandana Dahiya, Conference Coordinator on behalf of the Organizing Committee, ICBM 2024, Shahid Bhagat Singh College, would like to extend my gratitude to our Chief Guest, Shri Amitabh Kantji, for gracing the occasion with his presence. We are deeply indebted to our guest of honor, Dr. Neena Pahuja, for sparing her valuable time out of her busy schedule. Our sincere gratitude to the keynote speaker, Dr. Ivan Zupik, who has joined us from London. We are highly obliged to the chairperson of our governing body, Professor Anju Valitiku, for joining us. I would like to extend my special thanks to our principal, the pillar of our strength, Professor Arun Kumar Atriji, for his unwavering support. My special My special thanks goes to our knowledge partners, Goldsmiths University of London and Chaoyang University of Technology, University of Taiwan. I am equally thankful to our conference director, Dr. Shalini Gupta, our conference secretary, Professor Anil Kumar, and the other coordinator of the conference, Dr. Pooja Talwar. My heartfelt gratitude to all the senior colleagues and the participants from various colleges for attending the conference and making the event special. No word would suffice to express my deep gratitude to our dear students. They have been very helpful and cooperative throughout this journey. A very special and sincere thanks to the whole team of ICBM Organizing Committee. Last but not the least, my sincere thanks to all the non teaching staff for being so supportive and helpful. Once again, I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vandana. Now I request all to rise for the national anthem.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Everyone, please join us for tea. We will be back for the next session in 15 minutes.
is equipped to collaborate seamlessly with AI technologies, fostering a more adaptive and versatile workforce. Beyond manufacturing, the impact of AI extends to critical sectors such as healthcare, finance, marketing, education, and many more. However, as we navigate the uncharted territories of AI integration, ethical considerations and safety concerns come to the forefront. This plenary session provides a platform for thought leaders and experts to deliberate on responsible AI deployment, transparency, and inclusivity governed by our commitment to ethical, inclusive, and responsible practices for shaping a better tomorrow. So now, to listen to some interesting and thought-provoking deliberations on the theme, may I request our eminent speakers from industry and academia to join us on the stage. Professor Vikas Dhawanji, Director General, INS Noida, Colonel Dr. Indrajit Singh Barara Chief Cybersecurity Officer, Vara Technology Private Limited, and Professor Subodh Keshavani, Professor, School of Management Studies, ex-Director, Center for Online Education, Chief Vigilance Officer, IGNOU. Can we have a big round of applause? We also have with us Vice President of Engineering at Microsoft USA, who has joined us online for this particular session. Sir, we welcome you, sir. A very warm welcome to our esteemed speakers for the session. Ladies and gentlemen, we have amongst us today Professor Vikas Dhawan, Director General, INS Noida, who shall be the chairperson for our session. Professor Vikas Dhawan is a seasoned academician and administrator in the field of higher education, having more than 25 years of rich experience. He has more than 14 years of administrative experience in the capacity of principal, additional director, director, director principal, campus director, pro-vice chancellor, and director general in various institutes of repute. He received his BE degree from Chotu Ram State College of Engineering, Haryana in 1998, MTech degree in Industrial Engineering from Guru Nanak Dev Engineering College, Ludhiana, and PhD degree from Punjab Technical University in Mechanical Engineering in 2013. He started his career as maintenance engineer in June 1998 and his career in education in February 1999. His main areas of research are development, machining, and testing of fiber reinforced composites, and has guided 2 PhD students in the field of biodegradable composites. He has 2 Indian patents granted and 9 design patents registered, and more than 50 research publications in international and national journals and conferences of repute. He has established many labs, incubation centers, and centers of excellence in the field of mechanical engineering. May I now request Dr. Manju Tanwar to please come on the stage and welcome Professor Vikas Dhawan with a planter. Can we have a big round of applause, please? Thank you so much, Dr. Manju. We also have with us today Mr. Pankaj Sharma, who has joined us online. Mr. Pankaj Sharma is currently the Vice President of Engineering for Commercial Marketplaces and Product Ingestion at Microsoft. With a strong academic background in mechanical engineering from Deen Bandhu Choturam University of Science and Technology, he has been associated with Microsoft for 18 years now in various leadership roles. He has proven his leadership ability by currently managing global engineering and operations teams with approximately 350 members. In his role as a vice president, he defines and ships reliable, secure, and scalable platform services and experiences that customers love and partners thrive on. Mr. Pankaj leads customer and partner needs and efficient engineering execution internationally and takes care of the large-scale engineering, architectural, and software design skills at Microsoft. Sir, we welcome you to our conference. Can we have a big round of applause? I'm sure he can hear us in the online mode. Thank you so much. We also have with us today Colonel Indrajit Singh Barara ji, Chief Cybersecurity Officer, Vara Technology Private Limited. Colonel Indrajit Singh is Chief Cyber Officer and Head of Cybersecurity Center of Excellence at Cyber Sleuth. In this role, he plays a key role in developing the group's cybersecurity business unit. He has served in the Indian Army, is an alumnus of Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, and Symbiosis Institute of Management, Pune. He holds a doctorate of science in cybersecurity from Logos International University, Florida. He is an experienced information systems professional with experience of more than 30 plus years across a wide spectrum of areas spanning cybersecurity operations, cyber intelligence, cybersecurity leadership, and influencing policy level decisions in multiple organizations. Throughout his career, he has parlayed his extensive and in-depth knowledge to assist businesses in developing and putting into practice strategic cybersecurity framework and solutions to safeguard their networks. He has held prestigious appointments while in the Indian Army and has also served in the United Nations mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Later, he has been a co-founder and CIO of an e-commerce company. His areas of expertise include blockchain, NFT, metaverse, Web 3.0, blockchain, security, darknet, and cryptocurrency forensics. He has been named one of the top 30 Indian thought leaders in blockchain for the year 2021 and top 50 Indian thought leaders in blockchain for the year 2022. He is a permanent representative to United Nations Office at Geneva as part of International Organization for Educational Development. He also holds important positions as the Director General, Cybersecurity Association of India, co-founder and Vice President, Society for Data Science, co-founder of India Blockchain Forum, Secretary General at the IOED, and representative to United Nations Office at Geneva, and managing editor of Cybermonics Journal, to name a few. Colonel Singh is a visiting faculty at institutions like National Crime Record Bureau, Central Bureau of Investigation, National Intelligence Agency, Narcotics Control Bureau, National Police Academy, National Forensic Science University, Controller and Auditor General Institute, CTTI Ghaziabad, and others. He has many awards to his honor, which include the Army Chief Commendation Card 2001, United Nations Commendation Card 2004, Excellence Award by International Police Commission IPC 2019, Innovative Business Leadership Award 2023, Lifetime Achievement Award by CSI Mumbai 2023, Eminent CIO of the Year 2023, and Cybersecurity Leadership Award ITU United Nations Geneva 2023. Sir, it's a pleasure to have you with us today. May I now request Dr. Sandeep Trehan to come on the stage and welcome Colonel Indrajit Singh Sirji. Dr. Sandeep. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have amongst us today Professor Subodh Kesharwani, Professor, School of Management Studies, ex-Director, Center for Online Education, Chief Vigilance Officer, IGNOU. Professor Subodh Kesharwani, an esteemed academician, holds a bronze medal in his postgraduate studies and earned his doctorate in ERP systems in 2002 from Allahabad Central University. Currently serving as a Chief Vigilance Officer at IGNOU, he previously directed the Center for Online Education, IGNOU. With over 22 years of teaching and research experience, Dr. Kesharwani is a full-time professor in the School of Management Studies, specializing in information systems, technology-enabled learning, and their intersections with management domains. Dr. Kesharwani is an expert speaker in various areas. He has delivered talks on MOOCs, team building, e-commerce, blockchain, and more. As a founder editor-in-chief of the Global Journal of Enterprise Information System since 2009, he has significantly contributed to academia. Dr. Kesharwani's administrative contributions include coordinating programs like Certificate in Business Skills with Rajiv Gandhi Foundation and Commonwealth of Learning. He is also program coordinator of IGNOU ICWAI Alliance, overseeing the virtual launch of BCom Online. A renowned figure in the academic community, Dr. Kesharwani has participated as a debater in TV shows and engages in interactive radio counseling. He has authored numerous books, published papers in reputed national and international journals, and chaired technical sessions at conferences globally. Recognized for his excellence, he was awarded the IT Innovation and Excellence Award 2012 in ARP Solutions by KRDWG Selection Committee at IIT Delhi. Dr. Kesharwani further contributes to the field as a member of the steering committee of the International Journal of Computing and E-Systems and Figueroa, USA. His involvement in a roundtable workshop on corporate data management and governance with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and the Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs showcases his commitment to shaping the future of technology and education. Professor Kesharwani, it's a delight to have you at the conference, sir. May I now request Dr. Rajkumar Agarwal to please come on the stage and welcome Professor Kesharwani. Thank you, Dr. Rajkumar. I now hand over the session to the chairperson, Professor Vikas Dhawan. Sir, I would request you to steer it on from here. Over to you, sir.
I would request Mr. Pankaj. Mr. Pankaj, you can start with the session because it's already waiting for person. I have to session. Yeah, Pankaj, am I audible? Dr. Vikas here. You are not audible. You are not audible.
of artificial intelligence. Somewhere around 1950, this word was coined, and at that time, people were interested in figuring out how do we replicate and exceed human intelligence. That was the thought process. But the journey kind of slowly worked through over the next 40 years because computer systems needed to be developed. But around 1990s, we saw the advent of machine learning. And conceptually, it is telling the machine how to recognize what humans can recognize. For example, provide a set of data in form of models to understand and categorize the information and predict and respond just the way humans would respond. 2010s, we saw a huge leap into what we call as deep learning. And from my perspective, we are just scratching the surface of neural networks and deep learning. But what happened in the last 2 years was this advent of generative AI, which basically is kind of like the child or grandchild of deep learning and neural networks that focuses on communication in form of words, in form of audio, in form of visuals. And this generated transforms, and ChatGPT is a perfect example of that, was put in place, and for the first time, you are able to have humans interact with machines in natural languages, taking away the barriers that were in the industry for, I guess, decades, if not hundreds of years. Why do you think this is the momentum? What's gaining the momentum? And if you look back into the history, you're going to see that, and we all know, we are collecting petabytes of data, every hour, exabytes of data every hour across the globe. The compute, the processing power has increased drastically. But more importantly, over the last 2 decades or so, we've seen the sophistication of the models that are being used. For example, if you look at some of the generative pre-transformed models, uh, they can process the information using 7, 8, 10 billion parameters at any given point of time. So the accuracy in the communication with the machines are increasing drastically. So what I just want to do is walk through a few industries that I've personally observed. The software vendors that I've worked with, they have worked on those industry specializations, and just basically kind of like sort of a way to whet your beak on what is possible. And given this is university, I'm going to first start with the education industry. We've seen multiple startups being super successful in the education industry in India. But the most important thing that I find fascinating, I have 2 kids. One of them likes to read, another one likes to learn by listening or by watching. I would love both my kids to have the exact same amount of passion for learning, but more importantly, the syllabus can be customized to you. The lab experiences can be made available through augmented reality at home. That would create the capability for people at any part of the world, in any part of the world, to be able to learn. One of the reasons why I've stuck around in Microsoft for almost 2 decades is the vision statement that they have, which is the vision is to empower the Their mission is to empower every organization and person on the planet to achieve more. What better way to achieve more than taking the data that generates insights, that generates knowledge, and it is given to you in the mode that works best for you. So I'm seriously amazed at the transformation that I've seen so far, and I can only imagine where the education industry would go next. Somebody gave an example of the healthcare industry. They talked about better connected experiences with patients. I have seen examples of applications where doctors are talking to the patients. Instead of taking notes, they are able to pay full attention to the patient, and the documentation, the records, and all of that stuff are automatically managed through the equivalent of what we call in Microsoft as co-pilots. Humans still validate the information, but you're not spending time taking readings and generating the information that is potentially going to be used later. Virtual health is a great example. I hope we never ever see a pandemic like what we saw last time. But with the advent of I personally have seen in the last 1 year the generation of new composite materials. Imagine how much empowered a lab statistician would be in one of these pharmaceutical companies, that they can try and model various vaccines, their simulations on various types of people, how fast we'll be able to provide the healthcare to our customers and patients. And I think somebody touched base on supply chain also, and it's near and dear because I was in the US and I had family in India who was struggling with COVID. The accessibility to oxygen cylinders and things like that, the supply chain, making sure that the right population is able to receive the right healthcare. That's the level of sophistication you can see through statistical models and artificial intelligence. And that is available to everybody right now. Another interesting example, I think somebody touched on mobility and transportation. When I was in India last year, the AQI for Delhi was an interesting experience for me. But the innovation in the fuel, the modeling of various different types of fuels, the improvement in battery and development of battery and automated cars, connected fleets, customer goods and safety, all of this actually is in the fingertips right now. Each and every one of us are going to have to take this powerful tool, implement it with the information, the domain that we have, and make it successful. And mobility and transportation is going to be a perpetual industry. People are going to keep moving. We're going to have to keep transfer goods. One interesting aspect I actually kind of forgot to tell about generative AI, which if you look at the documentation from OpenAI or Microsoft or anybody else, is what they're calling as the retrieval augmented generation, which basically means that not only can you use the AI for what AI knows, you can augment it with the data and knowledge that you or your community or your organization has, to have fine-tuning of the information that works best for that scenario. So let's take an example of public sector for that matter. Our governments have significant amount of programs that are used to enhance public safety, fraud, enhance public services, social services, care for vulnerable populations. That information is specific to a community, specific to a nation, specific to a region. That information can be augmented with the power of AI, and we can communicate across various languages, across various peoples. And I think I saw a demo of actually somebody using some of the OpenAI services in India to be able to basically speak a language, a local language,
Sorry, Uncle.
and was able to.
Yeah, sorry, but can Can you just conclude this in 2 3 minutes?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Um, so the point over here is data generates insights, insights generate knowledge, knowledge empowers people. And imagine you have tools and capabilities available in your hands who are able to not only work off the data that it has been trained on, but also utilize your knowledge, your data, your insights to cater to your customers, your partners, your citizens in a way that is empowering to everyone. That is the power that the AI brings in. I I would end the topic by only one thing. I think all of you are business students, commerce students. Some of you may go into technology industries. I think I would urge you to start thinking about the quote from the movie Spider-Man: "With great power comes greater responsibility." I would encourage all of you in whatever field you go to collect the data responsibly, to model and fine-tune responsibly, to communicate responsibly. It is one of the powers that can bring so much good to so many people. But more importantly, how do we drive the innovation in an ethical and an inclusive way to make the world a more equitable, a more inclusive, and a more responsible world going forward? Uh, I do have to give a small plug. I work for Microsoft, and our cloud is called Azure. We are basically the world's biggest AI supercomputer, so to speak, and 65 plus regions across the globe. For people who are interested in learning more about industry innovations, I would highly recommend you all to go to microsoft.com/industry. There are demos and videos that you can find out. And I'm not asking, this is not a way for me to sell, Microsoft technology. But more importantly, the insights that you get with the innovation that Microsoft and its partners has done are a great vehicle for you to spark that innovation that you have in your mind. And with that, I can close the talk. Thank all of you for giving me an opportunity, and good luck to all of you.
Thank you, Pankaj. Thank you for sparing time for this conference. I know that it's quite late out there and you end up there, though we were late. Thank you very much. There's a small presentation, I think, you want to do. They will do it virtually, and I hope I can begin to your manager.
Thank you. I will drop off.
Just one. We have already said.
Check. Thank you so much, Mr. Pankaj Sharma, for that address, and we're really grateful to you for having waited despite the delay. May I now request Dr. Rishabh and Dr. Divya to please come on the stage and receive the memento and Shahid Bhagat Singh bust on behalf of Mr. Pankaj Sharma. And sir, we would want to present it to you once we meet you in India, hopefully very soon. I think Mr. Pankaj Sharma has already left. May I, in the meantime, kindly request Professor Dhawan, to please kindly come and present this memento to our teachers who will receive the memento and the bust on behalf of Mr. Pankaj Sharma. Thank you so much, sir. Can we have a big round of applause for Mr. Pankaj Sharma? Thank you so much, Professor Dhawan. Thank you, Dr. Rishabh, Dr. Divya. And Professor Dhawan, I again hand over the session to you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, because of the paucity of time, I think several of the things we have to be. So I request him to start the session first.
If I may, sir. Sure. I'll open the presentation. I'll do that. Wait a second. No problem. Change the slide. Thank you. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. I think still we have time for lunch and the joy should be high. And thank you, Shahid Bhagat Singh College, for having me here. Thank you, Chairman, and the dignitaries of the dais on the dais. And it's really been very heartening to hear the impetus on Industry 5.0 and the AI in particular, and what Dr. Amitabh Kant and Dr. Pahuja spoke about was very pertinent point. So what we are going to be talking of, I'm going to, because I would have preferred this topic to be later, but due to the paucity of time, I'm trying to do it first because security is something Industry 5.0 is very important and AI is very important because the world tomorrow is AI versus AI. While you're using the AI for good, the AI is also being used by the criminal. So that's where the whole scenario is going to be. So while we look at the different phases of industry 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, so right now what we are seeing is a industry 4.0, which we are saying around 2022 is kind of culmination was there, and 23 onwards till 30 we are going to be talking of industry 5.0. So why there is some difference if you look at it, the number of years between each industrial revolutions and vis-a-vis the industrial 4.0 to 5 is what, right? So it's not going to be disruptive as industry 4.0. It's only that what we are trying to do is we are trying to make from the autonomous systems to collaborative robotic systems. That's the major thing. And while we already been talking of IoTs, IIoTs, we are talking of the other technologies in place, 5G during the 4.0. So what we are talking of in 6 is your AI ML. That's going to be the major one. Your cobots, that's a collaborative robots. Basically, you're trying to bring in the human factor into the whole of the robotic system. Your Internet of everything, of course, your blockchain. And we are talking of the distributive environment. The Web3 is the next phase of technology, what we are talking of. Digital twins is another area which is there. Then, of course, metaverse, your augmented reality, your virtual reality, your quantum computing, and 6G and beyond. That's where the whole technology sets are really coming up into play. So while we are talking of 4G, that the fourth industrial revolution, we spoke of the digital technologies, your AI, robots, your drones, digital society, your digital money, your digital leadership. So that's the four pillars what we talk of. And we actually migrated from cyber security to IoT security. We migrated from central repository to the blockchain. That's a distributed environment. We have been talking the interfaces from the buttons to the voice and gestures. That's what we do. And we could see how the voice, text to voice was happening so seamlessly today. Decision making, we are going to have the AI. And what is the AI going to do it? We already always been a reactive way of working. With the AI, we are going to be predictive. We are going to be prescriptive. We are talking of cognitive intelligence. So that's the way we are all going to be. And the mobility part is from the drivers to the autonomous system, and factories are going to be from the humans to the robots. So that's a fourth revolution. And that's what we want to bring back the human back to the factories. You can't take the human out of it. This is how the autonomous factories do look like. And this is what is a factory manufacturing the car. And this is another one where there's no human intervention. There's all autonomous, robotic arms, and it's being all processed using the artificial intelligence, right? With the 6G IoTs. So, what are the key features of Industry 5.0? What we are looking in for, we are looking in for interconnectivity. That's a 6G. We are looking in for the real-time data analysis. We are looking in for collaborative robots. That's a cobots again. I'll tell your additive, manufacturing, your green manufacturing. So these are the ones which are really going to make the Industry 5.0 more sustainable, more efficient, and responsive to the customer needs. So that's where, and these are the 9 pillars where we say Industry 5.0 is going. So big data, your industrial IoTs, your cybersecurity, augmented reality, horizontal and vertical integration. So this is basically what's happening in the software systems of any industry. Your cloud, of course, is very important. Autonomous robots, your drones, your simulations, and the digital twins and additive manufacturing, 3D manufacturing. So this is how industry 5.0 looks like. You have a augmented reality based systems, you have predictive machine learning, you have the blockchain which is there, you have the modular equipment, you have the computer vision incorporated, you have the unmanned trucks, right? And then you have the wearable. So this is how you're automating the whole industrial systems. And one subtle difference between industry 4.1 and 5, rest all I really don't bother about it. The last point is very important: manpower distance from the factories. And industry 5.0, what you're trying to do is your return of the manpower to the factories, right? Rest all is all just the points which I already told. So but this is what is industry 5.0 really, what we are like trying to look in for. Augmented reality, it's really going to be the game changer. That's what is AI all about. It, I hope you all are aware of how the AI really works. So it's really going to make your uh, improve decision making. Your work processes are really going to improve. Your time saver, your cost effective, your effort are going to be positions, right? And it's going to give you a real time information of workers and the processes. And that's what business process management is going to change. The other aspect, because of we are talking about the AI, your big data analytics is going to play a major role. So the 7Cs, connection, cloud, cyber, content, community, and customization play a major role. And on the triangle which you're seeing is from a management point, where you're seeing the production, your equipment data, which is readily available, your customer or enterprise data is available, your market and competitor data is available, your decision support system is available. So that's what is going to be the upper edge for you. Autonomous robots, we are already talking of. It's a robo which assists in manufacturing. There are drones which are, or the robots which are useful for impact of the cost benefit, and also they facilitate in quality, timeliness of delivery. But just remember the AI based human robo, which are the collaborative robots, which I'm telling are being developed to reduce the waste. That's what the cobos going to do. They're going to increase the sustainability compliance, and they're going to improve the efficiency. What's the challenge? The challenges in the industry 5.0 is the IT security, and that's what was been told in the morning itself. The cybersecurity is a major challenge. Your upskilling of your labor, otherwise we are going to be out of job, right? So skilling, upskilling towards the AI becomes most important, right? And lack of clarity in the economic benefits and undefined regulatory framework. There's hardly any framework which really is working on industry 5.0. So it's very loosely coupled right now. So when it comes to the cybersecurity aspect of it, people who are in the cybersecurity, we talk of a CIA, that's a confidentiality, integrity, and availability. That's what all the cybersecurity solutions work. They try to give you confidentiality. That's a crown jewel. That's where your data is. Whereas in the manufacturing, what are we looking in? Availability. That means if your PLC is going wrong, if actuator is going wrong, there'll be people who'll die if it really malfunctions. And in AI, what are you trying to do? AI is all about your integrity of your data, right? You're always looking for a data which really works. We talk of data poisoning if the data is wrong. So every person thinks of the data or AI, that everything which is coming as a perfect, you think it is really the best, but that's not the case. So AI, we only looking for the integrity part of it, and that's around whole the AI security revolves around. So the cyber threats really remain the same. You have a very large attack surface. Why? Because the IoT devices have come in. IIoT devices have come in. Your AI systems has come in. Your robotics have come in. And each sensor which you're adding, right, it's adding to the attack surface. And it is another thing. Your supply chain is a major challenge because they can exploit the vulnerabilities of the supply. The third party vendors, your human machine interaction is another challenge which is there. And to wind up, this is the kind of attack surface because of all the sensors which come up. So it's not easy. It's not easy to manage all this because of different challenges of processing power, the network, the life cycle, algorithms, managing it. It's a real mess. And the AI for cyber attacks, I told you, AI is used for two. One is for the cyber attacks and some for the defense. So, and the AI hackers are really moving ahead. Malware creation, your smart botnets, your spear phishing, your adversarial AIs, your conditional attacks are everywhere they're getting into. They're using all generative AI, chat GPT. Before you use a chat GPT, they're making a fraud GPT, they made a warm GPT, they made a